Norman Vincent Peale was a minister of the Reformed Church in America. He served as pastor of Marble Collegiate Church in New York City for 52 years, beginning in 1932. There, he became one of the city's most famous preachers. Though mental health may not have fallen under Peale's professional jurisdiction as a minister, many people at that time still followed the positive thinking strategies he promoted, both in his church and in talks given across the country. Peale founded the American Foundation of Religion and Psychiatry, a psychiatric outpatient clinic next to his church. However, Peale became an outsider in the field of psychotherapy after the release of The Power of Positive Thinking due to the controversy that the book generated among other mental health professionals. The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale explains how positive thoughts and faith can change people's lives for the better. Taken in the context of fostering a strong faith in God through Christianity, positive thinking becomes a gateway for tranquility and better control over the mind and even the body. While such theories have been proposed for thousands of years, positive thinking is crucial for attaining high quality of life in the modern world. It brings happiness, success, and inner peace to what might otherwise be stressful, hurried lives. Messages touting the power of positive thinking can be drawn from biblical passages that speak of inner strength, happiness through God, and practicing faith. Meditative prayer builds a foundation for integrating positive thinking into daily life, but opportunities for actively removing negative thoughts and replacing them with positive ones occur constantly. Through positive thinking, people can find the ability to change negative situations and create situations that inspire joy and success. This requires stopping any negative thought patterns brought on by stress or frustration, expecting the best outcome in any situation, not believing in defeat, not worrying, and taking time to relax. People who practice positive thinking and a powerful faith in God can remake themselves into supercharged versions of their former selves with clearer minds, higher aspirations, and the ability to solve their personal problems. Positive thinking and placing faith in God have even contributed to the improvement of physical health in many cases. People can learn to utilize positive thinking to help them draw upon the higher power and use that power to ensure self-improvement and a happier life. The Power of Positive Thinking was first published in 1952. This edition, from 2003, demonstrates the concept's continued relevancy and popularity well into the 21st century. Key takeaways. 1. Believing in oneself is crucial to the mindset needed for success and happiness. 2. People can create their own success and happiness, which begins in their mind with positive thoughts. 3. Finding inner peace, which can be done through fervent prayer and practicing faith, often results when people create more positive mindsets for themselves. 4. Part of positive thinking is visualization. If a person visualizes a happy and successful scenario, then it could be more likely to happen. 5. Religion is often thought of as a stuffy, socio-cultural tradition with a history plagued with wars and tensions. However, religion can be thought of in a more practical sense, even as a science. 6. Slowing the pace of one's life will enable positive thoughts to enter the mind. 7. Negative thinking can lead to mental or emotional illnesses, which can manifest as physical symptoms that can negatively impact physical health and performance. 8. Positive thinking means adopting an attitude that doesn't believe in defeat as a possibility, and that perceives obstacles not as roadblocks, but as challenges to be overcome. Key takeaway 1. Believing in oneself is crucial to the mindset needed for success and happiness. Analysis. With an inferiority complex or lack of self-confidence, it becomes more difficult to achieve goals. When people don't trust themselves, they end up settling for outcomes that are not impressive as the outcomes their true abilities might allow. Positive outcomes arise out of self-confidence, and self-confidence is built on a foundation of positive thoughts that create an overall positive mindset. One way to combat inferiority is to pray, study the Bible, and practice faith in God. Believing in oneself is critical to setting and meeting goals in both business and life. Imagine a husband who lacks self-confidence because his wife is further along in her career or commands a higher salary than he does, which could impact both his relationship and his own career. The husband is riddled with negative thoughts and carries his inferiority complex into work, which means he doesn't speak up for his ideas, turns in slipshod work, and ends up missing out on the promotion he was hoping to get. Back at home, he picks fights with his wife over insignificant issues, partially because he resents her success, but even more so because he is disappointed with himself. A friend tells the husband that he is drowning in his own negativity and therefore bringing all of these negative scenarios on himself. With a more positive mindset, and by strengthening his faith in God, the friend explains, the husband could reverse the negative trends in his life and find the success and happiness he hoped for. He prays to God for strength to find positive thoughts when the situation is particularly difficult. He finds himself performing better at work and discovers that he is more open and loving with his wife at home. Key takeaway 2. People can create their own success and happiness, which begins in their mind with positive thoughts. Analysis. By cultivating positive thoughts, people are able to attract the right people into their lives, set in motion a positive series of events, and otherwise see the world around them as a better place to be, all of which culminates in a happier and more successful existence. Positive thoughts give people more control over their lives and reaching their potential. Returning to the previous example of the married couple, the husband had to find a way to change his mindset to embody more positive thoughts. When he did, he was able to create his own success and happiness. How he did so is important to understand, because it can be applicable to anyone looking to better their situation, even when a person doesn't necessarily practice a particular faith. The husband began by recognizing his negative mindset and identifying the negative thoughts that ran across his mind as they came. As he became more mindful of negative thoughts, he came to realize just how his mindset was mired in negativity, which had long dragged down his level of energy, motivation, and happiness. Following his friend's advice, the husband did a thorough Bible study to find the lines that resonated with him the most and that could combat those negative thoughts. A less religious person might still look to authors, political figures, business owners, or other inspiring people for words that can alter that individual's unique set of common negative thoughts and feelings. Positive thoughts at work fueled his motivation to come up with and share new ideas, and to work more collaboratively with his colleagues, which boosted his reputation at work. Therefore, when a manager took a job at another company, leaving an unexpected open position, upper management was so impressed with the husband's work and enthusiasm that he was a shoo-in for the promotion. When talking to his wife, he didn't hear her own work stories as dominating his own or as threats to his ability to be a caregiver, but instead came to understand how hard she worked and how passionate she was about her career. Instead of resenting his wife, he admired her abilities and dedication. This brought them closer, which broke tensions at home and enabled the husband to enjoy time with his wife and children as a family. Key takeaway 3. Finding inner peace, which can be done through fervent prayer and practicing faith, often results when people create more positive mindsets for themselves. Analysis. On the road to cultivating a more positive mindset, many people often cultivate inner peace, which requires people to empty their mind of negative thoughts and fill that empty space only with positive thoughts. Many Christians believe that God helps bring inner peace to troubled minds through prayer and faith practice. Inner peace ensures emotional well-being, which can lead to outer peace as well, in addition to fostering feelings of energy and efficiency in the person's life. Prayer is a treasured tool among Christians and other spiritual groups, as their ability to speak directly with their higher power and hear His message returned. Prayer can bring inner peace within the mind, functioning similarly to the way psychotherapy or talk therapy between a patient and a therapist can be beneficial for treatment of depression and other mental illnesses. Instead of speaking to another person, people can direct these same types of thoughts and confessions, silently or verbally, directly to God, a higher power they believe will listen with a focused and unbiased ear. No matter how they formulate or think of the higher power, people can achieve inner peace through the practice of positive thinking. They may empty their mind to a colleague, friend, mentor, family members, or handwritten journal and come to the office feeling better than ever and ready to get back to what they were doing. Either way, banning negative thoughts from the mind can lead to true inner peace, which anyone can strive to attain. Key takeaway 4. Part of positive thinking is visualization. If a person visualizes a happy and successful scenario, then it could be more likely to happen. Analysis. Creating and maintaining a mental picture of success is a powerful form of positive thinking. Going beyond mere words and mantras, visualizing success is key to people's ability to achieve what their mind sees and believes. The mind often wants to complete the picture it sees, so visualizing success might ensure a person sets into motion what needs to be done to achieve that mental picture, whether consciously or subconsciously. Visualization is a popular topic for athletes and business people. In sports, athletes often visualize themselves scoring points, blocking a play, or otherwise achieving a win for themselves or their team. According to The Telegraph, sports psychologist Dr. Richard Soon found that visual rehearsal actually triggers neural firings in the muscles and creates a mental blueprint that can ultimately facilitate future performance. Visualization readies muscles to perform in a particular way and to execute the desired actions and responses during a game. In addition to the body, the mind is also impacted by being able to think clearly about potential reactions the player might have to problems that arise during play or other pressures and situations that come up. The same goes for business. Visualizing problems as failures can mire a business in negativity, while visualizing setbacks as opportunities for learning, growing, and achieving something bigger and better is a way a business can thrive. Changing a negative thought, such as, "my business will ultimately fail," to a positive one, such as, "my business will endure all challenges and improve because of it," is a valuable start to success. Business owners can then build on that foundation by visualizing exactly what that success might look like. Shaking hands with a major client, multiple commas and digits in the company's bank account, or working from the beach or airport bar. On an individual level, a person might visualize what their ideal self would look like, such as more physically fit, smiling more, and active in the community, or what their ideal workday might be, such as working from a computer while having the money and flexibility to travel the world at the same time. As easy or more difficult to attain these visualized scenarios might be, holding that picture in a person's mind can inspire them to do what is necessary to achieve the visualized goal. For example, that could mean researching local volunteer groups to get involved with, stocking their refrigerator with healthier foods, or adjusting business operations to be handled remotely. Sometimes these actions or changes will be conscious, but other times, the visualization can be so powerful that the person may not even realize they are taking the necessary steps to achieve their visualization just by holding that mental picture in their mind from day to day. Key takeaway 5. Religion is often thought of as a stuffy, socio-cultural tradition with a history plagued with wars and tensions. However, religion can be thought of in a more practical sense, even as a science. Analysis. Many people, whether they are religious or not, may believe that the tenets of religion are always applicable or practical in everyday life. Alternately, they may feel that religion is stuffy and unrelatable. Some pit science and religion against each other. Others feel that religion can be considered a science in its own right. Firm, tried and true rules regarding what is and is not acceptable have been honed over many generations and are akin to a scientific method for moral and successful life. Non-religious people may be quick to write off the power of prayer. If they don't believe in God, they won't believe someone can talk directly to God either. They may believe that even if God were real, He could not personally answer the prayers of every person across the globe praying to Him at once, especially when some of these prayers contradict each other. After all, only one person at a time can be promoted to a specific position in a company. Finally, what is sometimes referred to as prayer power, or the ability of fervent prayer to facilitate desired outcomes, might be factored instead as coincidence. Or it might be considered analogous to another internal technique, such as meditation or visualization, that people do by themselves only, with no communication with a religious god. Those who believe in prayer power, however, swear by its ability to make good things happen in their lives. Other non-religious people dismiss religion because God has not yet been scientifically proven to exist. Some religious people may believe in God wholeheartedly, but may not necessarily understand the practicality of biblical passages when the message is extracted from the language and contemporized. However, still others believe that religion very much is a practical science, first as theology and philosophy, but also as a series of specific rules, such as the Ten Commandments or the Golden Rule of treating others as one would like to be treated, which in practice can be interpreted as statements that guide people to lead better lives. Key Takeaway 6. Slowing the pace of one's life will enable positive thoughts to enter the mind. Analysis. Maintaining too fast a pace for life can be harmful to the mind, and fuming, fretting, and worrying about everything that has gone or could go wrong is no way to live. Instead, people can slow down the pace of their lives and replace those negative lines of thought with positive ones that can help them come up with solutions to problems, appreciate things more, and live life to the fullest. To slow down life's pace begins with the realization of just how fast-paced one's life is moving. This realization alone is enough to make a lasting impact on how people choose to spend their time. For example, a work-from-home entrepreneur with a husband and 2 children might be moving at such a fast pace that she doesn't realize how much she is missing in her and her family's lives. She's being distracted by work emails at family dinners, or her children's sports games and dance rehearsals, or regularly misses date nights with her husband because of a schedule that is too jam-packed. If someone were to sit her down and invite her to think hard about her life, how swiftly she is moving through it, and what she's missing out on, that realization could be enough to prompt change in her work-life balance. When people slow down the pace of their lives, they leave more time for a response to a negative situation rather than rashly responding with a negative thought, emotion, or action in the heat of the moment. Instead of immediately triggering worry or frustration when something undesirable happens, slowing down to let positive thoughts rush in offers a better chance for a deliberate solution to the problem at hand. A slower pace acts as a buffer that restores the power of careful decision-making. A slower pace may also enable the person to observe and appreciate things that pass through life, such as a warm smile from a stranger, a successful call with a favorite client, or a light-hearted story told by a 5-year-old at the dinner table. When people aren't wasting their time with worrying about this or fuming about that, they can enjoy more of these small, special moments throughout the day, contributing to an overall well-being. Key Takeaway 7. Negative thinking can lead to mental or emotional illnesses, which can manifest as physical symptoms that can negatively impact physical health and performance. Analysis. Negative thoughts, such as ruminating about fear, failure, and anger, can either be dismissed as passing thoughts or can cause negative emotions, which can sometimes be too powerful for a person to handle well. When this happens, negative emotions can manifest as physical symptoms, such as stomach pain or headaches, which can then impact how the person physically feels and is able to carry out their day at home, work, or out in public. The mind-body link has been deeply explored over the past several decades, and it is another hot topic in the world of self-improvement today. Chronic diseases ravage the United States, and while poor diet and exercise habits are one likely culprit, another could be excessive levels of stress. From a biological standpoint, stress, often caused by negative thoughts, releases stress hormones that cause damage to the body, such as excessive muscle tension. On the other hand, positive thoughts, such as through meditation, can lower the amount of stress hormones in the body and have been thought to stimulate the body's ability to heal. This means that positive thinking can have a significant impact on not just mental and emotional health, but on physical health as well. Another way that positive thoughts can impact health returns to the concept of visualization. For someone who is sick, whether with a minor cold or chronic illness like cancer or heart disease, visualizing themselves getting better could be helpful. Positive thinking on its own may not provide a miracle cure, meaning that medical treatment could still be needed. But, at the very least, a more positive mindset could help people see their lives in a more positive light, which can decrease stress and improve their overall well-being. This contributes to a better quality of life, regardless of the outcome of the illness, and, in a best-case scenario, those positive thoughts could stimulate what some might call miraculous healing. One study of 90 students found that those who wrote about positive experiences once a day for 3 consecutive days reported fewer illnesses and fewer visits to the health center as compared to a control group. Key takeaway 8. Positive thinking means adopting an attitude that doesn't believe in defeat as a possibility and that perceives obstacles not as roadblocks but as challenges to be overcome. Analysis. A defeatist attitude can sabotage any dream or goal. When working toward achieving a goal, a person will undoubtedly come up against obstacles, but the mindset they have when they perceive those obstacles can make all the difference in getting beyond them and closer to an accomplishment. Complaining about obstacles doesn't do much to help either the speaker or the listener. Instead of a complaint, a conversation would be more productive if it recognized the obstacle for what it is and strategized how to overcome that obstacle and even learn from the experience in the process. Some obstacles are bigger than others, but it's rare that an obstacle cannot in some way be overcome. This all comes down to mindset. When a mind is plagued by negative thoughts, a person naturally gravitates towards making the obstacle seem bigger or more problematic than it really is.